Henry's famous Robin Hood of the Old West, a Cisco Kid.
Down there. Hey, Pancho. What did the doctor say? To keep your arm in the sling.
Oh, they run like jackrabbits, eh?
Pancho, they run away much too easy, amigo. Come on, come on.
I don't know how to thank you, strangers, for driving off those, Say, by any chance, are you two known as Cisco and Pancho?
Right. Si, senor, that's just who we is.
Well, what luck. What great luck. Mrs. Collins, these are the men I told you about. They have the reputation for being the finest... Oh, I beg your pardon. Gentlemen, my client, Mrs. Collins. She arrived only today from Boston. My name's Ralph Hammond.
Ralph Hammond? Then you're the lawyer that wrote me a letter asking for help on a matter of great importance and secrecy, eh?
Indeed I am, and I'm very grateful for your timely arrival.
Pardon an old lady's curiosity, but is your arm broken?
Me, my oh, no, the iron, she done broke. You see, the bullet coming wasn't going very fast, and it's sticking there. Wasn't no hurry to get out.
Pancho, the bullet was in a hurry until it hit your arm. But remember what the doctor said. You've got to wear the sling for a whole week, amigo.
Senor, you say that the Senora Collins is in great danger because she's carrying lots of money, huh?
That's right, Pancho. You see, Mrs. Collins' son died out here very recently. She brought the money along to help her daughter-in-law, whom she's never met. Now, it was my hope that you two might escort her to that poor young lady's ranch.
Well, of course. We'll do everything we can to help.
Yeah, we take good care of her.
I knew I could depend on men with the reputation that you two have.
That's it.
Well, I'll ride back to town, and Mrs. Collins can go on with you to her daughter-in-law's. The Collins Ranch is just ahead on this road. You can't very well miss it, but I doubt if you'll get there much before nightfall.
All right, Pancho. You drive Mrs. Collins, and I'll take care of our horses.
Yes,
Goodbye, Mrs. Collins. I'll ride out and see you in the morning.
Thank you, Mr. Hammond. You've been very kind.
It's quite all right.
This looks like the house.
Looks like, huh?
Mother. Doris. I'm sorry, I should have said Mrs. Collins.
I like Mother better, Doris. You're just as pretty as Jeff's letters said you were.
Thank you. Sit down, Mother. You must be tired.
Oh, yes, I am a little touched. Doris.
I'm sorry. It's just that I still can't hear Jeff's name without feeling a little lost and alone.
Doris, this gentleman is known as Cisco, and this one is Pancho.
How do you do, Senora?
How do you do?
Without them, I doubt I would have arrived here at all.
Mother, what happened? Were you hurt?
Oh, no, don't worry, Doris. Mr. Hammond and I were attacked, but nothing happened. Thanks to these two gentlemen, they drove off the bandits.
I don't know how to thank you for rescuing Mother.
The men ran away quickly, Senora.
They ran away like 3 little jackrabbits full of chili peppers.
Mother, you must be worn out after all that excitement.
I am a little tired. But as I wrote Mr. Hammond, I don't see why you should wait for me to die to enjoy what I'm going to leave you anyway. In here, there are some bonds and securities, all to be signed over to you as soon as I've had a good night's sleep.
Your room's all ready for you, Mother. Let me show you.
Good night, Cisco.
Good night, Senora.
Good night, Pancho.
Buenas noches, senor.
And an old lady's blessings to you both.
Thank you.
I'll bring your bag in just a moment. I'm sorry, gentlemen. I must seem terribly ungrateful, but I really have no place for you to sleep, except the spare room. Mother's using that, of course.
Don't worry, Senora. We couldn't have stayed anyway.
No, we got to went anyhow.
Thanks again for what you did.
You're welcome. Good night, Senora.
Bye.
Buenas noches.
You may scream now if you like, Mrs. Collins. That's the pair, Sheriff.
Look, Cisco, those 2 men, they don't look too friendly, huh?
Hold the pair, you two!
No, Pancho. We don't want to shoot anybody unless we have to. Come on. Pancho, you trick them to come this way.
Yeah, Cisco, I'll talk horse language to them, like this.
Good. Here. Sheriff, I didn't know you were following us. Did we do something wrong?
If you're the Cisco Kid and Pancho, you're...
These are the men, Sheriff. They kidnapped and robbed a defenseless old lady. That poor Mrs. Collins.
Mrs. Collins?
Mrs. Collins, what's wrong? Is she in trouble?
Mr. Hammond tells me he entrusted her to your care. What did you do with her?
We left her at her daughter-in-law's house. Her daughter-in-law was there.
How could you have when...
Hold her. Suppose you take us there now.
Of course, we will. We'll have to get our horses. Will you follow us?
All right.
Come on, Pancho.
Come on.
Well, here we are.
You're sure? You're sure you left Mrs. Collins here?
Sure, we're sure.
All right, let's go inside.
Quit stalling, Cisco. Open the door.
Cisco, there's nothing here. It's all empty.
It's been empty for 3 years. Ever since the Hendersons moved out.
I'm sorry, Sheriff, but it wasn't empty last night. There was a lot of furniture around here, and a lamp was burning. Mrs. Collins' daughter-in-law was here.
Are you trying to tell us that Doris was here?
That's right. That's what Mrs. Collins called her, Doris.
Well, for your information, Doris has been visiting friends in the next county for over a week now.
I know that, Ralph, but these two didn't, not until now. Would you like to try another question? Why did you bring Mrs. Collins here?
Mr. Hammond asked us to do so.
I what? Oh, what's the use? Sheriff, lock them up.
I'll handle this, Ralph. All right, now don't tell me, I know. You're mixed up. You just realized you took Mrs. Collins to some other house last night. Maybe one that looks something like this.
You know, Mr. Sheriff, this is the one, because we see the daughter-in-law take the Mrs. Collins into the bedroom. Huh, Cisco?
That's right, Pancho.
Oh, Sheriff.
Just a minute. All right, you two. Suppose you show us that room. Maybe she's still in there, sound asleep.
All right, Sheriff. It's right over here.
Cisco, I can't believe what my eyes don't see. How can a bed get up and walk?
Pancho, this is more serious than that.
All right, you two, back inside. You've had your fun.
Well, Pancho, do you still insist Mrs. Collins went to bed out there in the backyard?
Last night there was a bedroom there because Cisco and me, we see it with our own 4 eyes. Hey, Cisco.
You're under arrest, both of you. I'll take your guns. I'm not authorized to make any promises, but if you two will tell me what you did with Mrs. Collins, or if she's all right, it might go easier for you.
But, Sheriff, we told you everything we know.
Yeah, we can't tell you what we don't know when we don't know.
Sooner or later, and it better be sooner, one of you is going to talk. Think it over.
Pancho, what? Give me your hat. Huh? Give me your hat.
My hat? You got a hat. You ain't going no place.
Pancho, I need yours. Come on, give it to me.
My hat? What's this good mean?
Now take off your sleeve.
My sleeve?
Yeah, take it off quick.
What everyone do it?
Pancho, we've got to get out of here to see what happened to Mrs. Collins. If I'm not mistaken, she's in grave danger. Now look, get back in the corner here.
In the corner?
Yeah, quick. You say you're going to talk to the sheriff? Well, you're not going to, Pancho. I'm not going to listen.
Oh, Cisco, don't you choke me. Cisco, don't push so hard.
Nothing like it.
Hold it, Cisco.
Sheriff, what are you coming? What are you trying to do?
Get this thing off of me.
I'm sorry to have to do this to you, Sheriff, but we've got to be free long enough to see what happened to Mrs. Collins.
You're not sorry. Not near as sorry as you're going to be.
All right, Pancho. Be careful. Close the door.
I won't be far behind you, and I won't stop following you till I catch you.
Here, Pancho. Come on, let's go. Wait a minute. Go. Hey, Pancho. We better leave our horses behind the house.
Well, good. Cisco, you know, I can't get that bed off my mind. Why it disappeared?
Pancho, let's look inside first.
Well, but Cisco, we look all around and there ain't something here. It's just full of nothing.
But, Pancho, there was something. And that girl, Doris. At least, that's what she said her name was, Doris. But suppose her name was not Doris. Suppose she was just pretending with Hammond's help.
Yes, Cisco. Suppose the señorita is not really Miss Doris, and that this Hammond is not really honest, and hey, they could have put the furniture here last night themselves, no?
Yes, Pancho. But they also could have taken the furniture last night, and also Mrs. Collins as soon as we left.
Cisco, we are remembering to forget something, that when we look in there, we only see a bed and a little lamp burning alongside of it, that's all.
Now, let's take a look at the places where they stood, huh? Pancho, last night when we looked from the inside, this is just about where we saw the bed and the lamp.
But Cisco, why they want to put a bed outside?
I don't know, Pancho, except if they wanted to fool us. Come to think of it, we're the ones that got arrested, didn't we?
Yeah.
See, here's the mark. Now, the bed could have been here, and that bed table right over here where the lamp stood.
Yeah.
You know, Pancho, they could have taken Mrs. Collins in a buckboard. But there was so much furniture here, they couldn't put that in a buckboard. They must have used a wagon. Sure. There are the wagon tracks. Come on. Hey, Pancho, that wagon came from over there.
Yeah, and it went out over there, Cisco.
Let's get our horses and follow them.
Right. Cisco, there's the sheriff and his deputy.
Pancho, you stay with the horses. I'll make them think we're inside. I've got an idea.
That's just where I thought they'd hid. You get behind that rock and cover the house. I'll try to rush him. Bring up the horses, Jeff. They got away.
Hey, Cisco, this is the right place. Look, they're the same buckboard.
Let's leave our horses here, Pancho.
There you are, Mrs. Collins.
I've lived a long life, Mr. Hammond, without dealing with thieves. I don't propose to begin now.
Hey, Pancho, we were right. They're in there, all right. And there's the same furniture. Say, Pancho, look, I want you to get the sheriff.
Me get the sheriff, Cisco?
Sure.
That's downside up, Cisco. He will get me.
That's fine, Pancho. Let him chase you here.
Chase me? All right, I'll bring him to you. I don't want him, Cisco.
Sign the bonds over to us and you'll be released. Otherwise...
Haven't she signed yet? We gotta catch a train.
If you're stalling for time, Mrs. Collins, it won't do you any good. You'll save yourself a lot of discomfort if you sign now.
What can you do to me? Hurt me? A woman my age is accustomed to pain. Killed me? There wouldn't be any profit in that.
It's not what we can do to you, Mrs. Collins. It's what we can do to your real daughter-in-law, to Doris.
You mean you're holding her?
Exactly, Mrs. Collins.
I'll sign.
You don't have to sign that, Miss Collins. Your daughter-in-law is safe in the next car.
That's far enough, Cisco. Unless you want to be responsible for an old lady's death.
Don't pay attention to him, Cisco. It doesn't matter what happens to me.
But it does to him, doesn't it, Cisco? Blanche, take his gun.
Hey, come get me, Mr. Sheriff. Here I am.
That's one of them. Come on.
Now, Mrs. Collins, if you want Cisco to live a little longer, start signing those bonds.
Don't sign it, Miss Collins. Don't do it.
I'll sign. All the money in the world isn't worth the life of one good man.
There's a rider coming.
Have a look, Blanche.
His pal, Pancho.
Tell him to come in, but to drop his gun outside.
All right, Pancho. Come in without your gun. Drop it out there. Hammond has Mrs. Collins covered.
Let's see that holster. Turn around. All right, Mrs. Collins. Sign.
Nobody sign nothing. Double guns.
Thank you, Mrs. Collins. All right, you two. The sheriff is coming. I would like to have you both meet him. Come on over here.
Andale.
What's going on here?
Senor Sheriff will keep us along. We would like to have you meet Senora Collins.
I'm sure that Mrs. Collins would testify against Mr. Hammond here, and this young lady that poses Doris.
I certainly will. They were trying to steal the securities.
There's a buckboard handy outside. I think you two better come with us.
Here you are, Sheriff. Here's his gun.
Pancho, I don't know how to thank you enough.
It made us very happy to help you, senora.
Cisco, we figured out good, don't you?
Pancho, the doctor said for you to keep your hand on the sling.
Oh, in the sling. Oh, the slings. Oh, I like that sling, Cisco. It worked pretty good, huh? I think I'm going to use it all the time. Oh, Pancho.
Well, this is where we leave you, amigos.
We'll be back soon. Look for us.